Hi, so let's go over your homework. I'll remind you that I suggested that you write every problem or rewrite it with positive exponents. So let's do that. The -5 stays where it is because its exponent is 1. A to the 5th stays. B to the 0 is just 1. So 5 times 1, or 5 times, -5 times 1 would be -5. In the denominator, we have a -1. A to the 4th, B to the 4th, we have a -3. Our A to the -4 goes above, our B to the 4th stays where it is. As I start to simplify this, I can see I have a positive times a positive, I mean a negative divided by negative, so that'll be positive. Now let me rewrite the numerator. I have a 5, I have A to the 5th times A to the 4th, which is A to the 9. Right, in the denominator, I have, for integers, I have a 1 times -3, which is -3. I have A to the 4th and no other A's. And then I have B to the 4th times B to the 4th, and that is B to the 8th. And then the last step is I need to simplify top to bottom. So when I look at my integers, I have a 5 and a -3. I'm good with that. That stays. I put the minus out in front, 5 over 3. I have A's on both the top and the bottom. So I have A to the 9th, A to the 4th. There's more in the numerator, so that's where they stay. And I do 9 minus 4, which is 5. B's are only in the denominator. So that's the answer. It stays there. Number 2, I will rewrite it using positive exponents. So 5 stays where it is. Y to the -5th goes to the denominator. 2 stays where it is. X to the -4th goes to the denominator. And then I have a 4 and a Y to the 4th. Okay. In the numerator, I have a 10. In the denominator, I have a 4. The only X's I have are X to the 4th. And then I have Y's that I can multiply. So that is Y to the 9th. My last step is to simplify top to bottom. The only thing I can simplify here are the integers. So I can reduce that. 2 goes into 4 twice and into 10 5 times. So my answer is 5 over 2, X to the 4th, Y to the 9th. All right, next problem. Rewrite using all positive exponents. My -4 stays where it is, my Y stays where it is, X to the 0 is 1. So times 1 doesn't change anything. Oops. Okay. Times 1 doesn't change anything in the denominator. -3 stays where it is. X to the 3rd, Y to the -5 goes up above. 3 and my Y to the 0 is just 1. All right, I multiply across the top and I get -4Y to the 5th. I multiply across the bottom, I get -9X to the 3rd. The only thing I can simplify top to bottom is that it's a negative divided by a negative. I can't reduce 4 or 9 by the same number. So the answer is 4Y to the 5th divided by 9X to the 3rd. All right, and the last one of these problems, I'll rewrite using all positive exponents. So U to the 1st goes down below, V to the 4th down below. When I look in the denominator, so I only have a 1 left on top. In the denominator, I have a 4, a u to the -2, so it goes up above, and a v to the 0, which is just 1. I have another 4, v to the second, right? I have 4 times 4. So when I simplify this, I still have my minus out in front. I have u squared on top. In the denominator, I multiply my integers and get 16. There are no other u's except u to the first power. And then I have v to the fourth times v to the second, which is v to the sixth. And then I need to cancel or do the division top to bottom. So my minus is still out in front. And the only thing I have here is a u in the numerator and a u in the denominator, u squared divided by u. Okay? So there are more u's in the numerator. So they stay there, and then I would go 2 minus 1 is just first power. So my u's gone now. And in the denominator, I have a 16v to the sixth. These next problems I think you'll like just because they're easier to do. All right. I will remind you there's always an exponent of 1 if it's not written. So what we have here is -2 to the 5 times 1 is 5. And a to the 4th to the 5th power. So this a is the easier one. Just multiply those to get 20. I'll use a calculator to do -2 to the 5th. So that's -2 times -2 times -2 times -2. If you don't have a calculator, you've got this. You have 5 negatives. So negative times negative times negative is negative when there's an odd number of negative signs. And then 2 to the 5th. 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, times 2 is 16, times 2 is 32. So we get -32 a to the 20th. All right, I'm going to multiply exponents here, and I get x to the 5th, y to the 5th. There's no integers that I need to figure out a power for. That's it. There's nothing more to do on that problem. All right, number 7. I have to distribute that -2 power. So I have 4 to the -2, u to the -8, v to the -6, which means all of those go in the denominator. So I'll have 4 to the -2, u to the 8th, v to the 6th. Sorry, no negative there. And then when I do that simplifying, I get 1 over 4 times 4 is 16, u to the 8th, v to the 6th. Okay. Again, shortcut when I have a power, again, it's parentheses with that power outside. My shortcut is just I can multiply. So I have -3, and that quantity is to the -4 power. I have x to the 16th, y to the -16. So I need to rewrite that. My negative powers go in the denominator. So I have x to the 16th left in the numerator. I have a -3 to the 4th power and a y to the 16th power. -3 to the 4th power is -3 times -3 times -3 times -3. You can use your calculator. -3 times -3 is 9. -3 times -3 is 9. 9 times 9 is 81. So I end up with x to the 16th over 81 y to the 16th. And then my last problems. I have, when I simplify this, I have -4 to the 4th, u to the 12th, v to the 15th. Again, I just multiplied this power times the powers here. All right. My exponents are all positive, so my answers all stay in the numerator. What I need to figure out is this. So that's -4 times -4 times -4 times -4. So that is 16 times 16, which I have no clue, so I need to use my calculator. 16 times 16 is 256. So it's positive 256, u to the 12th, v to the 15th. Actually, the hardest part on this is figuring out things like -4 to the 4th power. And again, you can use your calculator. I just show you the long way. I show you all the steps. All right, I distribute my powers here. So I have 3 squared, a to the 6th, b to the -8. Okay, that's all over 1. So I need to move my exponent, negative exponent. So I have 3 squared, a to the 6th over b to the 8th. And the only thing then, there's no canceling from top to bottom or anything. I just need to figure out the 3 squared, which is 9. So our answer is 9a to the 6th over b to the 8th. That's it. There's a quiz on this in the next class. Nothing any more difficult than is here.